This travel tip is about communication. And look, it's one of the things that people worry about a lot going to China, particularly if you don't speak Chinese. But it's really not that hard. You can get by with very little. Now, the more Chinese you do learn, the better. It's going to be easier for you. But even with just a few words and a lot of resourcefulness, you can get by. I know a lot of people who I know, Chinese people, were surprised at how easily I was able to get around China, ride the trains, go to small towns and so on, knowing that I speak very little Chinese. But look, some things that you'll definitely want to know how to say, you'll want to know how to count, because you're going to be dealing with numbers a lot, with money and times and train numbers and things like that. So being able to count 1 to 10 and put numbers together is going to be very useful. Being able to say hello and goodbye will be very useful. How to ask how much something is. Just a few phrases will get you a long way. But moving beyond that, more sophisticated communication. There are a few things you can use. And look, one thing that's really useful. Nowadays we have smartphones. Okay, so you can get cool apps to go on your smartphone. So here's an app I have on my smartphone. Just downloaded it from the Google Store. And basically it has a whole lot of different phrases organized by different sorts of situations where you would use it. And so you can use this to learn phrases and practice them. But look, even if you can't remember the phrase and you can't say it properly, you can tap on it and it will say it for you. And so you can use that to communicate with someone if you're really not sure how to do it. Another app I have is this one. So, it's taking a little while. Basically, it's a dictionary. So if you're trying to communicate and it's an unusual word. This one is helicopters. We were looking for remote control helicopters on our last trip. You can type it in there. It'll come up with a Chinese word, and you can show that one word to someone, and they'll often understand what it is that you need, or they'll be able to point you in the right direction. So again, you can get a long way just using a English to Chinese dictionary. Another tip is to make use of the resources at your hostel, and I do recommend staying at a hostel because hostels are set up for travellers much more so than hotels. So they know the sort of things you're going to need. Often they will have staff that speak good English and will be able to help you with your plans. And they'll also be able to help you organise tours and transport and trains and make things a lot easier for you. They'll also generally have free Wi-Fi, and so you can do a lot of your planning ahead of time by using Wi-Fi so that you're less likely to get lost or confused when you're doing things out and about during the day. You can also often get really good maps, often free, from your hostels. So this is a subway map from in Beijing. Oh no, this is Shanghai subway map, which I got from the hostel. Or you can get street maps, often easily available for sale. Well, this one is a little tourist map from the hostel in Xi'an, and it's got a number of features on it, advertising of course, but it's got a map as well, and they can write things for you. Sometimes they can write a few words in Chinese if you're looking for somewhere, and then you'll be able to show that to people when you're out and about, and they'll be able to help you find what you want. So your hostel is a great place to help you with your communication needs getting around in China. Depending on where exactly you are, you may also be able to find locals who speak English when you're out and about as well. Particularly if you're in a decent sized city, or if you're somewhere where a lot of tourists go. Your best bet normally is older teenagers or people, maybe in their early 20s. because they will often have had the opportunity to learn English at school. Younger kids probably aren't going to have the skills yet. Older people, sometimes you'll get lucky. But yeah, if you're looking for someone to help you with English, try for an older teenager. They're probably your best bet. If all else fails, look, you can point, you can gesture, you can make funny noises, and often you can find a way for people to understand what it is that you need. So look, with a little bit of planning, you can get by in China even if you don't speak the language.